So,
what do you do with someone who's really nervous when they get there?
That one is hard because sometimes they're just so nervous. You end up just talking all night long, and then they'll come in the next day. And I will tell them, and a lot of the girls, you make more money if you're able to get them relaxed and calm. Because if you rush them and like, okay, let's just book this, because you need the money, it never turns out well, and then they're not unhappy. But if you wait the next day, let them think about it. Don't need to make a decision now. We're up 24 hours a day, And if I'm asleep, wake me up. So, it was a really great experience doing that, dealing with people and learning. I learned to be more patient with talking to people and figuring out what they want.
How much of that job did you feel used similar skills to a therapist or a social worker or something like that?
Honestly, I wouldn't really. There was a lot of counseling. We do grieving appointments. Like, guys will hire us, pay us several $100s, and hug us and cry.
Oh wow!
Like I call it bereavement. Bereavement therapy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, guys would he used to bring in the shampoo that his wife used to use. He would mail it to me. I would wash my hair, and then he would just smell my hair and sleep with me. And we did that, and it was a regular appointment. He didn't pay a lot of money, but he was regular, and he did it for several months, and then I just never saw him again. I said, cool.
Hopefully he moved on.
Yes,
that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, it's really not just sex. I mean, there's just a lot of other things. You just want the company of women. It's not.
Yeah. And see, I think that is where sort of people don't understand that prostitution is not just sex.
It's not.
And that even sex is not just about sex.
No, it's not. What the hell?
And that, this is a very important service that you're providing for people.
Yeah.
Did you get any female clients?
Yes, I did.
How was that different?
So the Bunny Ranch was progressive like that? It would
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Ooh. Couples. And I know this sounds really un-PC, but I guess the show's okay, right?
Yeah, just say whatever you want.
What was that? What came to mind? Oh, I used to give all kinds of crazy discounts. I was putting ads on Twitter. I was like military discounts on a grading scale. Like, the lower your rank, the bigger discount you got, because military guys make shit money.
Yeah.
Private's like nothing. But
awesome.
So
that's great.
So I had these great, these different. I had Kama-Ina discounts for people from Hawaii. Like, hey, you're local. Hey, can I hook you up, man? But I had this ready, willing, and disabled discount, and it was like anybody who's handicapped, and I would like take 10% off at however many limbs are not working. Here you go. That's it sounds like fucked up, right? But these handicapped people come with like quadriplegics. I heard about your discount. That's awesome. I've never had the more I'm disabled, the bigger discount I get. I'm getting 40% off. This is awesome, right? I was like, baby, here, let's go. I'll just hang you from my ceiling. It'll be awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
actually, part of what the center does, one of the things that we do is we actually offer a presentation on disabilities and sex.
It is. I mean, it's kind of tricky.
It's
and you
tricky,
need a lot of upper body strength
again,
because you're doing all the work.
This is important.
It is very important.
That someone is disabled doesn't mean they're not sexual.
And everybody needs sex, really.
Everybody needs it.
So I mean that was. I mean, I think I got counsel. Suzette was like, that is really fucked up. I saw your post. I can't believe you did. But I got so many bookings from that, and they're like,
I'm sure. Because
nobody ever pays attention. I was like, nobody ever pays attention.
Yeah, exactly. Why beat around the bush? I mean, yeah.
And I was just like, I like to coin funny phrases. That's all. Winning on disabled.
That's wonderful.
But
was there another question?
Several thousand, but the only other one on this subject was, did you see a lot of couples?
I did see a lot of couples.
And do you feel it helped their marriages?
It did. And you know what? A couple of clients that came in alone, I suggested they bring their wives in the next time, and they did.
Fantastic. Wow. And how did that go?
That one, it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. And we're trying to be discreet. Like, one of the guys wanted to try anal sex, but he didn't want it. He didn't want to sex his wife. So we pretended that he wasn't there the first time. So that was the first time. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name, sir? Okay.
So you think his first anal penetration was with you?
Oh, it definitely
and then
was with me.
He had the confidence to go home and do it with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
so
he wanted her to learn. So.
Sure. But yeah, again, what a wonderful service to provide. And kind of brings us back to what we were talking about earlier before you came on, was that idea of, so where do you learn this stuff if you're not allowed to actually do this with anybody in an educational setting?
Exactly.
How else are you supposed to learn this? So we've decided that prostitution is illegal for the most part.
Yes.
We've decided that
Parents can't teach
their kids this in a direct way.
Yeah.
You know, so how is this supposed to happen? You can't do it in a classroom. We can't do it in a university setting that's supposed to be progressive and you know, looking at things from an objective academia standpoint. So where are you supposed to do this?
Oh,
Now-
the internet is more.
Yeah, but then we recognize that pornography doesn't necessarily portray sex in its reality. It portrays sex in fantasy,
It does.
Yeah.
That it does.
which is fine and a very important niche to fill as well. But if you're actually trying to learn how to do this in a real situation,
But we also have a lot of educational DVDs
Sure.
and films that are like Tristan Tormino, and we have Nina Hartley's educational series. There's a lot of, you know, especially, well, Nina and I have done, the reason why I think I have a lot of couples that came in, because we did the Nina's Guide to Threesomes
okay,
and anal sex.
sure.
Kind of correlates.
Was that the same? Two different?
Two different videos. But I mean, if we have more of those type of DVDs, where it can be sexual erotic play.
Yep.
I mean, they have sex clubs. I've been to sex clubs where I've done live sex shows. So I mean, that's always fun. But that's still another element of fantasy
Right.
as well.
And the difference between performance and
What really goes on?
performance.
So interesting.
So then, where are you at this point in your career?
Well, right now I'm
Still
doing.
consider yourself a sex worker? Or
Well, lately I've been doing a lot of femme domination private appointments lately.
Okay.
By referral only. I don't know. I've been just doing that lately,
Okay.
and I have a day job again. So
We kind of know what that
I know.
is. That's just the way it is. You gotta earn money somehow.
Now,
It's for insurance, really. Isn't it?
Insurance.
It's for insurance benefits. I've always had a day job, though. I think there was, except for the ranch, I've always had a day job. Done porn part-time.
do you still go to AIM and get tested?
Oh, of
Keep that
course.
updated.
You know, in fact, when they were shut down, I was going to AIM draw stations. I was still, I mean, I've been a big supporter of AIM. Very big supporter.
Yeah.
Regarding adult industry and porn profession, what do you think is the biggest public misconception about porn and adult work?
Ooh, the biggest misconception? That women like to have their heads stepped on. Yeah, we don't like that. We don't like that. Do not step on my head during sex. Still not cool. Especially if you have like some strange thing, fungus on your toe.
Oh!
Nasty. Okay,
Don't do that.
okay. But on a serious note, let's see.
But no, that is serious.
It is serious. They step on your head.
It's
I'm
rough.
like,
I've
why do
seen
they
it.
think this is sexy?
It's that rough play. The guy's legs are wide and open and one foot's on her head, and now it's
I
a
don't know
new
why they
thing
do that. Yeah,
for
they
people to
step on my
see.
head.
It's fantasy.
Yeah.
Ask your girl before doing that.
Yeah.
Don't just do it.
I mean, we like rough. I mean, I like rough sex, but I also like
You need to
raw
negotiate
sex.
that first.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
A common argument is that porn or prostitution is degrading to women. How do you answer or counter that charge?
I think it can be degrading if you let yourself be degraded. Sometimes I am a nasty, dirty slut, and I like to be treated that way. So, I mean, it depends. It depends.
Camera when you said
I did.
Very
You know, it can be degrading. It most definitely can.
But that can be titillating.
But the thing
also.
is, yes, it can. But, well, then the thing is, I mean, as a profession, I think it's the women are choosing to do this. And how can that be any less empowering than anything else?
Then let me ask you, in your experience, how much have you seen, let's say, women who are under the influence of drugs, they have issues, there's something going on where they are being degraded and they have a lack of self-control, versus the empowered women who are like, I know what I'm doing, I'm making a conscious decision. How much have you seen
I've seen a lot of the younger girls that come into the porn industry and in brothel work that don't really know what they're doing. They come in on their 18th birthday and like, I've always wanted to be a porn star. I said, you're here on your 18th birthday, you've always wanted to be a porn star? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I said, that's just your ambition. Oh gosh. I mean, sex is fun and all, but it shouldn't be your ambition. I mean,
right.
You might want to use your brain at some point, This is fun.
Now, my issue with that too is I often think, is this any less degrading than taking a job at, slinging burgers or as a secretary or
cleaning porta potties?
Yeah, or anything else where you're not feeling personally fulfilled or you're having to do it to support family, yourself, whatever, but it's not what you want to do. How is this any less degrading?
And this might blow up the chat room, but how is it any less degrading than, see, for instance, some people in my family losing their ability to have an opinion because now they're married to a man who takes care of them and pays for their bills. Mm-hmm. And that's another form of boredom to me.
Absolutely.
And I find that more degrading. Like a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of submissive Asians in my family, but they think I'm a crazy dyke because I have my own opinion. Sure. I don't let them. Why are you talking back to him? Oh my God! Oh, But I find that personally degrading. Mm-hmm. Not being able to say, well, did you like that? No. Did you want to have sex last night? No. I'm like, well, then that's rape,
Yeah.
But that's my husband. I have to. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Degrading.
He pays for all my bills. I said, well, that makes you a whore now, doesn't it?
How is this different?
Yeah. How is it different?
Except that you didn't choose. Well, or you did choose.
She did choose. Yeah. I mean, really. We can make analogies on that long.
Right. Exactly.
But I think it's just whether your moral compass and what you feel comfortable doing. Really, that's what it all boils down to.
But that's the prevailing myth, that women are being degraded, women are either on drugs or fucked up when they enter porn. And I think we're always trying to combat that.
I think if you have drug or substance abuse issues before you come into business, you'll have it even more so when you're in because you have lots of money to do so and lots of free time. Yeah, I love the hours in porn, but there are a lot of young girls that are not disciplined with their money. They're not disciplined with their money. They think it's a party style. I think the image that porn.
They think it's money forever.
Yes. They think I'm going to be young forever, and really the average porn girl I think now lasts maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And they get shut out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they don't realize this.
Because the companies say. But the companies say, we've filmed everything about you, we're done.
Yeah, they start off
to get to somebody new.
Unless you're Nina Hartley, who is extraordinary.
Well, she paced herself. She paced herself too. She never did.
She's always growing and changing.
Yeah.
Oh, such a good question. Sorry.
Okay.
Good question. Okay. Well, I have another one later, but here's a really good question.
Okay.
AKG asks, I don't know what AKG means. Are there any taboos or anything forbidden within the porn industry, and have you ever done a sex scene or act that was looked down at amongst your fellow industry members?
That's
you were judged by the rest of the porn stars.
Actually, you know what? I'm still dealing with a lot of flack working at a brothel.
Really?
Coming back into porn. Oh yeah. It's like
that's a prejudice they have.
Oh, you were working as a prostitute. Oh my God, a big famous person working as a hooker. It's unbelievable how they're like.
Because the difference was a camera.
Yeah, the difference was a camera, and that you're seeing regular guys. You're seeing regular guys. You're not working with professional people. They're not tested.
Right.
So there's all this. I've come back to. There's a lot of girls that have been very snotty to me.
Wow.
You can tell who I'm not following on Twitter. Yeah. There's bitches. They bitches. So.
That's important.
Blocked.